at least 4 inches of ice, and that's with the safety. Oh, you gotta love it. The eyeballs. Oh, wow. That's the biggest one yet. Big jumbo perch. Everybody, thank you for joining us here at the Roadshow. This is all about ice. This is the ice edition, and we want to get you going, thinking of ice. And I know people from all over the ice belt are tuning in today, and believe it or not, we do have ice. I want to thank Chesterburg Toyota for being a sponsor in this. Chesterburg is a dealership that they're one of the first ever in the U.S., and they have great trucks, great cars, but they have a state-of-the-art place to work on your vehicle. Stop in, say hi to Brian and the gang, or have a cup of coffee. I'm sure they always have coffee there when I stop in, and sometimes I think they have to kick me out of there. But Chesterburg Toyota, and definitely visit the Bemidji Sports Center if you want a tricked-out ride. They have some really cool stuff, and they have big long-track sleds, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, and everything you need to get going on the ice very soon. So go in there and check them out. And they trick mine out. You got to check it out, Bemidji Sports Center, and then visit Bemidji. If you're going to be heading this way, talk to Brady and the gang. They will hook you up with what's going on, and they stay really current. They fly drones. They drive around. They check things out. They know what's going on. Visit Bemidji. So without further ado, Brooke, let's bring in Sam, my creative marketing designer, and he's got the next year's walleye stamp winner guy, wins tournaments. How's Sam doing? And Nick Cox is joining us at the same time.
Good. No, ice is finally here, bro.
Hey, Nick, how you doing? Nick is president of Razor Augers, and he could win anybody in an arm wrestling match.
Yeah. Okay, except for Donnie Obert.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So, Sam, anything going on in Bemidji area right now?
Yeah, we got some ice over the last week. I know guys are getting out fishing some of the little lakes. I have not been able to poke around myself yet, but I know there's safe fishable ice to be found. So it's good. It's finally here.
It's crazy. We actually had some temps that were close to zero, and that 3 degrees, 5 degrees all over the area. And it's all over the charts, and they're selling bait at just about everywhere, but not every lake. So everybody just, hold your horses. Don't get too crazy. Good to see everybody here joining in. It's ice safety. And Nick, one of your kids is working on an ice safety thing, and give everybody just a quick ice safety. They could always look it up, but what do you think?
What do I think for ice safety, or does my kid have on his project for ice safety? Because I think he's got some good advice too. But just pay attention to there's some charts out there online. Just make sure you got enough to walk and use the right safety tools. But unless you're down in the Lake Minnetonka area, you're not going to be able to see this kid's project. But maybe I'll post some on my own social media just for everybody to tune in.
That's fantastic. And he had a huge mural of stuff. Hey, Joe. Yeah. Hey, Kendra. They had all the stuff there. But anyway, moving on. I had a chance to get out today, Sam, Nick, and we went out to Red Lake. I could say the name of the lake. It's not a secret. We went to Upper Red in northern Minnesota, and I was surprised how much ice there was. There's a lot of places 5 to 7 inches of ice. By shore, it's kind of chunky, and then as you get out farther, it gets better, and we had some success. And the water is a little dingy from all the wind. And when the water gets dingy, I know Sam's got some stuff that he cooked up that worked really well. And I got to tell you, and Sam, tell everybody what's our secret weapons up at Red Lake.
Well, I'm assuming you're talking about the new Super Glow.
Absolutely.
So Northland kind of revamped the whole ice line this year. We're launching it with 4 new Super Glow colors. We got a chartreuse, a white, a blue, and a red. And what we did is we basically said we don't care the cost. We're going to pump as much and as high quality glow paint into our lures as we can. So we did that, and it's in those 4 colors, but it's across the whole Northland line. So look for that new Super Glow icon. It's got kind of a it's in the bottom corner, but yeah, they glow much better than they used to. I know
this one's still got the minnow head.
Yeah, we were down at one of the retailers a few weeks ago, and they said when we shut off the lights, it's kind of eerie. You can tell where the super glow section is because it's all these glowing eyes looking at you. So, yeah, make sure to check out the new Northland Super Glow stuff. We'll be down at the ice show this week, showing it off. So,
and what's the prize pack we got tonight? It's a really cool one.
So we got the Northland prize pack, Bro Roadshow Visit Bemidji. We are giving away Bro's picks, some of Bro's favorite lures there. We got some swag from Visit Bemidji, Paul and Babe there, and a hoodie. I apologize. It's a little different hoodie this week than what's pictured, but I didn't have time to update the photo. So mystery hoodie coming out. And then we, of course, have the Bro Roadshow mug and hat. So make sure to like, comment, and share the show, and that'll get you entered in to win. We'll be picking out a winner towards the end here.
And Nick, what is Razor doing for the show tonight?
Ooh.
Oh, look at.
We're going to throw in one of these fancy 8-inch Razor synthetic light units, 5-pound ice auger, hook it up to your brushless drill, and get you some nice, easy holes drilled this winter.
Well, and it was definitely nice to use that to drill today. And using a plain Gamakatsu hook with some split shots also nice too. And if and nobody's quite sure, I'm using iFish Pro tip-ups. And Nick, you're familiar with those, but you put the rod on here, and then it triggers and goes, and you reel in a fish. You don't have line all over the place. So when you're out shopping, make sure to check this out. That's what it looks like. Nick, is that you on there?
No, I think that's our buddy Levi.
Hey, Levi.
That was up in Winnipeg, I believe.
So absolutely fantastic. And so make sure to have some extra lines because they are hitting the dead sticks, and the water's really murky, real milky. It's hard to see. If you drop your lure in 4 to 5 inches, you can't see it. And I've got photos today cooked up here for you, and this is what we seen here. Nice chunky walleyes, hard to get them under 17. There's overs, and we actually fished with a good guy at a Walker. Look at these fish. You know, take a picture, get them back. There's Mark Kimmerly from Walker, good friend of mine, and we made the trek. You can see the chunky ice, but they also hit another lure, a glass buckshot. Ooh. Look at how it hit. If you look away, your lure might be down the throat pretty far. I got it right here, and it's still got a minnow. You know, we had to hurry up and roll to get here to do the show. And there it is right there in a St. Croix, and that one's the search bait rod. Love it. But so let me take a little swig here.
What do you got in that mug there?
Oh, I gotta take the lid off. Oh my gosh, there's something in my mug. Oh wow, look what was in my mug. A red leg walleye. Whoa, holy cow. Woo.
Never a dull moment on the Bro Roadshow. That's for sure.
I never realized here. He jumped right out of my hands here. Look at that. The Bro Roadshow mug not only keeps drinks good, it keeps the walleyes fresh. Wow. Okay, we love to have a little fun here on the Bro Roadshow. Anyway, so definitely there's some big stuff going on this week. We got the St. Paul Ice Show, the original big show, and there's a lot of shows now, and we like to go visit at all of them. I'm going to be at the Duluth show and everything, but Sam's going to be there, and we're going to be doing a podcast out of the Northland booth, and then Nick's going to be there. First, Sam, tell us about what's going on and with Northland there. Special.
Yeah, so we'll be down there. We're giving away some hats for some products. I believe if it's buy any 5 ice spoons, you can redeem for a hat at our booth. So make sure to come down there, check it out at all our retailers that'll be down there. But yeah, we'll have all the stuff to display, answer any questions about Northland. I know all of us marketing guys have been gearing up this week. So me, Charlie, and Joey are hitting the road early tomorrow morning to set up the booth, and we'll be ready for you Friday.
Well, and we're actually running a little bit behind here, but I was going to say, Nick, we're going to see you at the St. Paul Ice Show. Any quick specials? We got just a few seconds.
Yeah, so definitely come on down to the Razor booth to take a look at all our products, but we'll have show specials at Up North Sports and Marine General. There'll be some show special pricing, and then for every Razor Ice Auger purchase a Scout Light or Ultra, we'll get it via an extra set of blades at no cost. So
extra blades, and those things last forever. So that's really cool. I appreciate you coming on, Nick. You have a great night and have fun doing those projects with your kids. We'll see you at the show. Our next guest is a Leech Lake guide. He's a Leech Lake fish specialist. He catches fish every time he goes out guiding, and he's a manager at Trappers Landing Resort on Leech Lake. His name is Josh Bullivant, and he's here tonight. Brooke, bring on Josh. Hey, how you doing, Josh?
I'm doing wonderful.
Josh is a good friend of the show, and he's a great guide, and he does it all. The guy's always working.
Yeah, I stay busy at the resort, either on the water or at the resort.
So the quick question here is, do you have ice on Leech Lake yet?
So we do have ice out on the main basin here. Walker Bay is still full of ducks, if people are wondering. So they finally showed up, but the Walker Bay still got open water, but the shallow, like Boy Bay, Sucker, those have a little bit more ice than out here on the main lake. I ventured out a little bit today, but had to stop as there was only about 2.5 inches of ice, and it was breaking up. So not a lot out there yet.
Just a good start. It skinned over.
It did skin over, and we're lucky the wind died down when it did, and it looks like it's going to be great for some ice skating, it looks like, this year, if we don't get any snow.
Yeah, that's cool when you get that early ice with no snow. That's fun.
It is.
And the Trappers Landing has a full ice operation with houses, roads, and everything. And Sam, you and I got to go out there and do a live show there from Trappers Landing. They really got it set up nice.
Yeah. No, we've been down there a couple times for sales meetings where we actually had them on the ice, and yeah, beautiful resort, beautiful accommodations. It's luxury ice fishing, that's for sure. Josh, tell us a little bit about your ice houses and cabins and all that.
Yeah, so we're one of I call us the for sure plush resort on the lake. With it, the luxury stuff. We're set up from beginners all the way out to the experienced guys out there. It's definitely a place if you got the family and you want to go spend on the lake all day and let the ladies stay back at the cabin. They've got the fireplaces, the fully furnished kitchen. I'm sitting right now in one of our brand new units right now that were just built last year, one of our beach homes right on the lake, but they come fully furnished, everything you need. And then our ice houses are 10 by 22 skid houses. They've got leather chairs in them, 2 TVs, come equipped with an AquaView that's hooked up to a 32-inch TV. And then we also have another 50-inch TV out there, and we've got them all supplied with flashers, everything else, augers, rods, reels, everything comes with that you get to use while you're staying with us, including we've even got otters to use, otter flip over ice houses.
Oh,
so
that's what we like.
Yeah, you get to try all of those. We have all of that free to do. We'll mark up a map where to go. So you come up, use the ice road. We're open to non-guests to use the ice road. We'll mark up the map, give you a color map where to go out on the ice road. And then we also have the Merit Restaurant that's going to be opening back up this winter. So we got great menu going on for that, especially come in off the ice. We're open a little bit later for food. So
and not secretly, it's really well known where you're at on the lake is loaded with big walleyes, large ones, trophies.
Yeah, we get some really nice fish caught. And it's starting to show up the last couple of years. We've seen a lot of large eel pout, which a lot of people have had fun mixed in and with the walleyes. So we've seen a lot of big eel pout.
You got Sam's attention there with all the super glow spoons.
That's one of the best ones.
And so I had this one today. This is a otter. This is a giant scoop, but it has a measuring device. You hook this on the ice right here, and then it has all the numbers here, but great for measuring fish because there's a lot of different regulations. Then at the end, there's a chisel if people steal your holes. No,
that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that. Is that brand new for otter this year?
And it folds up
too.
Yeah, so it folds up, and I can put it on my utility sled. So check that out. And just another cool thing that they have, and they got some cool chairs. But so yeah, Trappers has otter. That's really cool to know. And so, what are you have any specials there? If people are at the St. Paul Ice Show and they want to stop by and talk to you, What are some specials? Give just a precursor.
So right now, our best special is going to be you get one of those 10x22 luxury ice houses with one of our 3-bedroom cabins. So we have a different price range. So our smallest 3-bedroom, 1-bath Timberlane cabin with the 10x22 is going to be on sale right now. You get that together combined for $500 a night. If you wanted to stay in one of these awesome brand new beach homes, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath beach homes that were just built last year. With that, it's $700 a night. And then we have our 3-bedroom, 3.5-bath lake homes with the 10x22 ice house going on for $600 a night. So you get that awesome ice house, and then you get to come back and have one of these awesome cabins to come back to and take a nice warm shower, nice new comfy bed to lay in. So
okay, I'm coming there.
Yeah,
do I have to leave? Can I live there? Put up a mailbox.
Do you have a lot of
mailbox?
Do you have a lot of availability left for the season, or is it filling up?
It's starting to fill up pretty quick. We've got very limited availability for January right now. February, if you are looking for weekends, we still got some after the 2nd and 3rd. The next 3 weekends are we still have some availability there, but it is booking up pretty quick now that people found out we have ice on the lake.
So make sure to stop by his booth. He's down the bottom of the escalator, right by the Otter booth where I'll be at. You'll see my times. He's right there next to it. And real quick, before we go here, what ice fishing tackle do you like to use on Leech Lake for walleyes? And what are some of the key depths you could throw out to people?
Yep. So I like the buckshot flutter spoon, and then my other favorite's the coffin spoon. I like using blue. That new super blue is one of my favorite colors and go to now out on Leech Lake. It looks like a lot of the crayfish. Yeah, that one right there, and the electric perch. That's a classic out here. Minnow head with that one. Also, another trick is I like the eyeball jig below all my set lines. And I actually put on a single hook on those and then hook my minnow through it. So one of the things I learned out here on Leech Lake, you don't have to go super, super deep out on the lake to look for fish out here. They actually fish pretty shallow all year round. I target a lot of fish in that 12 to 15 foot range. If you do have a wheelhouse, because of the clear water, we tend to set up a little bit deeper because you got your generators and all of that. Leech Lake does get some water clarity all the way out to 18 feet sometimes. So you are looking a little bit deeper on some of those deeper rock bars, 18 to 20. But it's always a good idea. Set up where you can set up some tip up shallow, and you'll find fish surprisingly shallow all the way through.
Awesome. That's really cool.
That sounds like a good time. We're going to have to swing by after the show, bro. So
yeah, and you like them big perch out there, Sam. That's something we didn't talk about.
I like everything in Leech.
I do too. Well, it was great having you on, Josh. If anybody's looking for a great place to stay, top notch, and there's a reason they're full, Trappers Landing. And talk to Josh. He's also a guide and he runs a place. And he guides all year round. He doesn't hibernate. We'll see you at the show, Josh. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Coming up next. This guy is neither man nor beast. He is from the wilds of Rainy Lake. He's gaining a huge name, and he's a true credit to ice fishing. This is Donnie Obert. He's a guide up at Rainy Lake. Not only does he guide, he catches big fish. Let's bring on the Donnie. How you doing?
Before we get into it too much, bro, hey Donnie. But I know how this is going to go. We're going to start talking, and I'll never get back to it. But we got to remind people about the giveaway tonight. So we got a giveaway going on. Northland prize pack, a bunch of bros favorites in there. We got some swag from Visit Bemidji, Bro Roadshow mug and hat, and of course a Razor auger from Nick Cox. So super good giveaway. Make sure to like, comment, and share the show, and that'll get you entered in to win.
Wow, look at all that stuff. Donnie, is there any ice on Rainy?
Yeah, we have some ice. Traditionally, we're quite a ways behind the rest of the state. Even though we are the ice box of the nation, Rainy Lake is a flowage. So from what you can see, there's really no roads around this lake. So from what you can see from off my dock, my bay is locked up good. Probably have 5-6 inches in my bay. Sand Bay, the first main bay you can see from town, looks like it's locked up. So Hopefully we're not too far behind. Typically though, we are a little bit behind the rest of the state.
Oh, that's really cool.
So Donnie, that big water of Rainy, do you get the stuff that we see on Red where we get these wind conditions and it kind of can shake up the ice for a little bit, or is there enough bays where when it starts to lock, it locks pretty good?
Yeah, no, when it locks pretty good. So, the way Rainy lays out, there's really not very many areas that are just expansive for miles and miles and miles. It's broke up by thousands and thousands of islands and points, and the wind really never gets to push a big chunk of ice like say on Red or Mille Lacs or Lake of the Woods. It is a little bit different situation.
That's really a cool lake.
So when people are coming up there fishing, what can they expect to get into as far as species?
Oh, I'd say, well, walleyes are probably the top. We also have good pike population. Every now and then you'll stick a perch. The crappie fishing can be phenomenal. But most people target walleyes. I'd say walleyes are probably the mainstay.
And what should they bring tackle wise up there as far as baits, colors, weights?
Oh, nothing. Come with me. I'll provide it.
Okay, what's in Donnie's box then?
Boy, I have quite an eclectic mix. I really did do well last year on the glass buckshots. There's a couple different colors. The perch color, the blue and silver color were absolutely lights out. And then the coffin spoons. I really had a lot of good luck with the coffin spoons. You came up late in March, Sam, and you brought me some of the new goodies. Some of the ultra glow stuff, and we had quite a day with that stuff. Our water is a little stained, so the more metallics and the glows that you can use, I think you just give yourself a better opportunity to get hit.
And if I remember correctly, we did have to play a little bit around with color that day. They're being a little finicky towards one of us or the other, depending on the spot.
Yeah. Sometimes you want to have a good selection, and if you find something that's working, you might want to let your buddy know before you ride the snowmobiles in. So you can get a peek down.
I say finicky, but yet it was one of the best days of walleye fishing I had all last ice season. So I shouldn't make it sound that bad. We caught a ton of fish, so it was good.
Yeah.
So Donnie, what are people to expect for walleyes, numbers, sizes when they go out on Rainy?
This is a trophy fishery. We actually don't catch buckets full of 9 or 10 inches. I mean, there's times where you may only get 10 to 15 bites a day, but every one of those fish has the opportunity to be the fish you came here for, a big. We don't have saugers. We do have saugers, but in 6 years of full-time guiding, I think I've caught 4. So they're not it's certainly walleye driven. I mean, there are when you catch a sauger, it's like, oh my gosh, it's actually quite shocking. So as far as size structure, it's kind of depends on where you fish. I like to get out. I like to get a long ways out. I Falls has 6,000 people, and it seems like everybody in this town likes to ice fish. So anything close to shore tends to get a little bit beat up. So the further out you can get, the better off your odds of sticking a real big walleye.
And we got the questions here coming up too, Sam. Maybe you could.
Yeah. Well, so Evan asked what your biggest walleye is out there.
32 3/8.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's a pig.
That was a customer. That wasn't me.
Okay.
I've got several over 30, but the biggest ever for me guiding was 32 3/8.
Okay. So about, you talked about travel and getting away from it. Tell us a little bit about the border regulations up there for where you can fish, how you can fish, what do you got to do if you want to go into Canada? Can you give everyone a basic breakdown of that?
Yeah, I sure can. So to ice fish the Canadian side of Rainy Lake, there are a couple of options. One, you can cross at the border crossing, have your equipment on a trailer in the back of your truck or what have you, have your passport, go just drive on the highway into Canada. Then you have legally entered Canada. Then you can buy live bait at the bait shop. You're pretty much just like anywhere else because you have legally entered the country. Then when you come home at night, you either stay over there, fish a couple days, or just drive back across the border at night. The second option would be to have a remote border crossing pass, which can be, you can do the stuff online, submit it. They will do a little background check on you and let you know whether you're going to get one or not. The third option is to drive across. Say you're going to fish Thursday, Friday. You can drive across, get your remote border crossing pass in person. At that point, if you have a remote border crossing, you can just snowmobile across the border at will.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. But
it does get kind of tricky.
I say the border is kind of daunting, which makes it nice going with someone like you that knows what they're doing. So,
I know 73% of the rules.
So Donnie, okay, enough of this. Everybody wants to know, what's this tricked out ride? Now, we know about sleds. We know about four-wheelers. What's this tricked out ride that you're going to be guiding on the ice with?
So we found a pretty incredible bite in some very remote locations. And we've always run on, I mean, I run the same Scandic you do, Brian, super wide track. And that's great for, one guy. But if you actually want to bring customers to remote locations, and do it as a business, you have to figure out a way to limit your liability. So we started looking at different modes of transportation. I almost bought a helicopter. My wife said we landed on these Sherp utility vehicles. They were designed and manufactured in the Ukraine. Now the 2023s are manufactured in Canada. They're like personal tanks. I mean,
Brooke, why don't you?
I don't know how to describe it.
Brooke, bring up one of these pictures of these things. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Looks like they can run your truck over.
Yeah, so that's a 1-ton 4-door Chevy that's pulling that trailer. So they are quite large. We can haul 6 to 8 people per machine. We are the machines. They float. If they break through the ice, they can crawl back up onto the ice. So they're just they're heated. They've got dual heaters in them.
Safety. That's a lot of safety there.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And safety is the reason we bought 2. Like we kind of kicked around the idea of just buying 1, and where we go, there's nobody's gonna happen by. It's that remote. So we thought, boy, if one breaks down, what are you gonna do? So we thought, oh my God, we need 2 of these things.
So you never want to be the most equipped vehicle, because if that gets stuck, that's my motto. That's why I'm friends with you and Bro, because if I ever get stuck, I can call up you guys and you can tow me out. Both of you have plenty of vehicles for that.
Sam, we never get stuck, do we?
I do. I almost had to use one of my my Bro passes last year getting stuck, but I got it myself.
So they float. That's a huge safety factor. We had one viewer ask, well, there's a lot of questions coming in. It's coming in pretty fast, but what does a tire cost on one of those?
The tires are $7,000.
That's crazy.
How far can they go on a full tank of gas? 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
2,000 miles?
Yep.
How big is a gas tank?
It's 40 gallons internal in the heated chamber inside, and then there are 20 gallons in each wheel.
In each wheel?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, each wheel holds 20 gallons as well. Yep.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about running out of gas then, at least.
So one fill up should get me through the season.
Hopefully.
Oh, they sound great, and they're super affordable. I think they're only like, what are they, like $5,000 or something like that?
Yeah, you can actually buy them by the 6-pack.
But no, that's a really cool opportunity, because for a lot of people, it's such a specialized rig. It doesn't make sense for 99.9% of the world to have one, but you are able to make a business out of it and allow some people to experience that cool vehicle. So that's kind of cool in itself.
Well, it's kind of like, you run Lund, and you're a member of Ray's, and congratulations to be a part of Ray's Sports Center. Ray's is such a great place, and they're just so good to their people. Eric and the gang there, they're just so good to everybody, and they help you out in any way. But that's kind of like your boat of summer is, boats aren't, they're not super expensive, but they're in that price category, and this is something you can use probably a little bit more than Kanye, because I heard he has 9 of them, and
he's up 7 on me.
well, and for what you're doing, it just seems like such a perfect thing and really cool. And somebody wanted to know how heavy they are.
5,000 pounds.
5,000 pounds.
But get this, we can run them on 5 inches.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much ice can you run them on?
Because the weight is so
distributed. Yep.
And one of the neater features is if we run out of traction, or if we need more traction from the cab while we're running, I can let all the air out of the tires. And so, like, in your mind, imagine how much of a tire actually is touching the surface versus a snowmobile track.
Yeah.
So if you're slipping, or if we can't get out, you just keep letting air out.
That tire
it just widens. Yep. How much
like a big pancake.
Yeah, like a bit, and then as soon as you're out, whoop, you just fill them right back up, right from the cab, and just keep rolling.
Wow, that sounds really cool, and it's warm and everything, so it's comfortable the whole way. And so, when do you start your trips with the machines?
We have one trip booked before Christmas. Like I said earlier, our ice formation is a little bit slower than the rest of the state, so we really get rocking right after Christmas, and we'll go. We're pretty much going to run every single day until we can't. And last year we were still driving on the lake on May 1st.
Oh, geez,
it's incredible. So.
Yep.
What a difference! Just being a little bit farther north, when you compare, Minnesota's a long state, and they're probably in boats in the lower part of the state, and then you're still driving on the ice. That's unbelievable.
Sure. In fact, I tell you, we were on the Rainy River fishing. I was guiding on the Rainy River in my boat, put the boat on the trailer, came home, jumped in the Sherp, and drove out on the ice. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Donnie, people want to know, shout out, how do they get a hold of you? Yeah, because they want to know.
You can either message me directly, Donnie Obert, on Facebook. You can follow Rainy Lake Remote on Facebook. That's the name of the business that's going to be running the Sherps. And you can message Rainy Lake Remote, and there's a couple of us that can answer that. So one of us is trying to watch it at all times. Or you can give me a call, give me a holler. I'm sure bros can hook you up with my number and whatnot. So
absolutely. Well, and we have some questions. Sam, you want to go through some of the questions they asked earlier here?
Yeah. Let's see here. We got this would be interesting. Live bait for walleyes.
Okay.
Donnie, do you use live bait for walleyes with how you border crossing and all that?
Yes. So I have a bait runner.
Okay.
I have a bait runner who has a remote border crossing pass. So every morning he gets on a snowmobiles to Fort Francis, buys bait, and then will meet us up range. So
wow.
Yep. So you don't have to buy it every day, every second or third day, as long as you keep your receipt.
Yep.
And you can prove that you bought it in Canada and did not bring it across the border.
Yep.
You're good to go.
Well, it's just good to go with you. Then we don't have to worry about that stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What kind of bait are you guys using up there? Is it just fatheads or shiners, or what do you got up there?
So for live bait in Fort Francis, a lot of times all you can get is rainbows.
Okay.
So because we can't bring any bait across the border. If all they have is rainbows, then you're using rainbows.
What you're getting, right?
Yeah, they also have frozen emerald shiners, which worked really, really well last year. Papa. I mean, it's just like Lake of the Woods. I mean, it's like anywhere else. You throw a minnow head on a spoon and away you go.
Yep. Another question came in about night bites on this, and I think I know the answer, but talk to us a little bit about night bites in your area.
Yeah, so I get that a lot. Zero night bite. We're still really stained here. So if you think about Lake of the Woods 15 years ago, where no night bite. Well, that has changed a little on Lake of the Woods. Now people are getting walleyes a couple hours after dark. But on Rainy, we're still we don't have any zebra mussels here yet, so we're still really stained water. And
After the sun sets, it's time to go.
you know what the old timers say? 4 fingers. When the sun is 4 fingers from the horizon, pack it up.
Back it up.
And that's pretty accurate.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
So
let's
go ahead, Sam.
we'll remind everyone about the giveaway real quick here. So we got the giveaway going on tonight. Bro Roadshow, Northland Prize Pack, some of Bro's favorites in that. We got some swag from Visit Bemidji.
Look at that.
And of course, the Bro Roadshow mug and hat. What's in the mug? Who knows? And then, of course, we got a Razor Auger in that as well. So make sure to like, comment, and share the show, and that'll get you entered in to win.
That's a huge prize package right there. And even though they would listen, even without that package, because we've educated them on Sherps and what Donnie's got going on. So Donnie, do you guide for crappies in the wintertime?
I do in my late February and then in March. Yeah, I actually have quite an addiction to chasing them little specks around. So
that's
How
cool.
big of crappies can you expect to get into up there?
I have seen the light. Lots and lots of 13 to 14s, you know, some 15s and 16s. I have seen a 17.
Wow.
You know, I wouldn't say that's, you know, don't expect bucketfuls of them, but
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, I would say a lot of days we're 13s and 14s are pretty regular.
That lovely Canadian crappies of, the average 13, 14s.
Yeah, sorry, they're so little.
Well, you might need another Sherp just to haul the fish back, it sounds like.
Yeah, we got a wagon.
Buckets full.
So,
Yeah.
As far as houses go, are you going to drag otters behind? That's a question I get. Otters, flip styles or pop-ups, or how are you going to do it?
So we run a couple of different programs. We do have a handful of hard-sided aluminum houses that will be pre-positioned on good structure. We'll probably start most days in those, and then I've got probably 8 hubs and 8 flip overs, that will be up there. And if we're not seeing fish, or if the fish don't want to commit, the nice part about how we set it up is we're only putting one house per reef. So if you guys came up, it would be you 2 guys in a house. You wouldn't be able to see anyone else. So I can swing by, hey guys, what are you seeing, or whatever. If the bite's slow, I'm gonna grab a flip over and say, let's go.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go find fish. So if I got to go from reef to reef to reef, drilling holes with a flasher until we find them, we're gonna put you on fish.
We got a lot of questions here piling up here. And Sam, let's maybe we'll grab some of these here.
Okay. We got one more about the Sherp. How many horsepower is that thing?
It's a whopping 55 horsepower.
Oh,
yep.
What? It looks like it should be about a 600 horsepower.
1.8 liter turbo diesel, little 3-cylinder.
Oh, that's the fuel economy right there.
Plenty in the diesel world of things. All right.
Yep.
What do you guys use for? And we can do both, you, Bro, and Donnie. What are you using for baits for crappies?
Go ahead, Donnie.
Oh. I most often use a Northland last year was selling those pre-rigged little tungsten with I believe it was a little impulse. Is that what came on those?
Yep. Kind of the impulse body, but yeah, it's rigged on there. We got the bloodworm, the mayfly, and the mini smelt.
Yep. All 3 were lights out. Our fish are unpressured, so they're not quite as fusty as, say, metro fish. For us, for the most part, I tend to believe if you can put a bait on them, they're going to eat it.
Yep. Do you ever use spoons for that reason, just to get down to them quick? And
I did last year. Nick came up here and filmed with me, and we couldn't get him to go on anything subtle. And I just out of frustration, I dropped down a bro bug, and I just yes, and this thing, just torpedoed it. So
it looks like a bloodworm, and that's he's exactly where I'm at too. And that, though, I did find that these flat fry jigs were big time helpful in spotting them on the graph, and then also on my Humminbird, and then the colors. Like last year, this Purple Wonder was fantastic, and it worked on a lot of different shoots and trips. But you probably don't need to go that light over there, but but sometimes they get real fussy, and just hang a waxy, or you can get a bloodworm or mayfly tail, the plastics, and that works, and you're pretty well set.
Nice.
What pound test line are you guys running?
If it's walleyes, I'm almost always open water and ice 10-pound test.
10 pound
Canadians,
wow.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
wow.
How about you?
Were you talking about walleyes or crappies?
Walleyes.
Yeah. You can get away with it because you got big pike up there. How big was that one that I caught with you? 42?
Oh, how big?
Right.
How big?
42, 43? I don't know. It was big.
Yeah, it was over. It was just over 42.
And you got the stained water, so you can get away with it. Where kind of in our neck of the woods, me and Bro, we got a lot of zebra mussels, pressured water. So what are you running, Bro?
Well, on this one, this is a Red Lake special. I've got 5-pound Sunline FC Ice. Now remember, FC Ice, not this other stuff. Sunline FC Ice is super, super high quality. And then, of course, this one is 6-pound, and that's my heavy rig. And I usually don't go heavier than that. And we got quite a few northerns today up on red. But one thing I found out today, the pike weren't near the bottom. They're up high. They're underneath the ice because the water's really stirred up. If you see a fish going by, you bring it up to it, you're going to catch a pike.
Interesting. That's how I caught that big pike out on Rainy with you. I was kind of cheating. I was reeling up, and boom, it was there. So
well, and Donnie's in a big fish area, and they could be anywhere.
How about new products, guys? What are you excited for new coming out this year?
That's Donnie. I know what I like. I like the ice bundle, the Humminbird, because I like the VX chip. That VX chip that you put in there has land mass, so you can see what's on land. You can highlight the contours, and then you got forward viewing, and you got a regular transducer. So if fish get sensitive forward viewing, you could hit pinging stop and drop down a 2D transducer. So that, and then my St. Croix custom ice, I'm really loving them. They're super light, and outside of that, I don't know. The Otter's got a lot of stuff, huh, Donnie?
Yeah. Otter's got some new gizmos, gadgets, and whatnot. I would say for me, the new product I'm most excited to run this year is my Sherp.
Yeah, there you go.
Fair.
Since we bought them in May, and I've been having to stare at it in my driveway for months.
So are you going to let every client drive it just to try it?
Once we're on the lake, there's really nothing you can break. I mean, if you can drive a stick shift, you can drive this thing. So
okay.
I don't know about every client. That might be heavily related. Might be heavily related to the tips.
Everything's for sale for the right price. Right?
Oh, the tipping is not a place in China, right?
That's right.
Very good. Very good.
A question just came in about line color, which you guys fish two very different bodies of water, very different areas. Do you guys think line color matters?
I always use a fluorocarbon leader because I do think it matters, even in stained water. I do believe that it matters, and I believe the length of your leader matters. I've had where one customer is not getting bit and everyone else is with the same bait.
Yep.
And you're kind of scratching your head like, what? How in the world is this guy not getting bit? And Bob, reel up, and you look, and he's got 8-inch leader, and everyone else has 4 feet, and you're like, oh, okay, well, let me just retie you there quick, and then all of a sudden he's catching fish. So I do think color matters, and I also believe having a fluorocarbon leader a longer length matters.
Do you tie swivel on the top of it?
Nope.
Okay. No, that's I agree with you 100% on that, and I like clear, so I go the FC Ice. Or I'll get a Sniper. You get the bulk spool to do a lot of rods and reels. FC Ice is really high in fluorocarbon, but they could tell the difference. And even if you're using braid inside, or even in the summertime, guys dragging rigs with a chub or leech on braid don't get bit in the boat next to them. has clear line to the sinker, and so it's better to be safe than sorry. And whatever you can get by thin, if you're not in brush, but Rainy Lake does have a lot of rocks, and they tend in the summertime people get bit by them, but in the winter they don't affect you at all.
Yep. Correct. Why not? If you're going to be out there, you might as well try to be as stealthy as possible. We got a question about flip over shelters and what we all like for flip over shelters. I know we talked a little bit about this last week, but I am an Otter Lodge flip over guy. I got the XT crossover Lodge with the bench sheet. I bought it probably 5 years ago now. I don't know. It was one of the first years they had the crossover doors, and it looks like it's brand new. That thing is built to last. Like I said, you buy an Otter to last. The only bummer for me is I can never send them photos or anything for promotions because my sled is black and now they're gray, so it looks different. But no, I love the Lodge. It's perfect for 2 people. We've squished 3 people in it before, so it's a good flip over. What do you guys run for flip overs?
Otter XT crossover resort.
Okay,
yep,
the big dog.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a big one.
I'm a big boy.
You can probably fish 3 very comfortable on that bench then, I'd imagine, right?
Yep, but yeah, I don't have the bench though.
Okay, you just got seats.
Yeah, I've got the seats. I've got the seats, and then I built a bench in between for I usually will bring one of my short hairs with, so they sit in between us.
Yeah,
I like that, and I have the same one. I love it, and I also like the Pros because they got the bucket seats and they have the side doors, and they've thought of everything, but they're so comfortable, and it's Otter's kind of like a Lund. It lasts forever, and they just look really good. And there's a reason we run Otters in the North Country, and we're hitting a lot of rough stuff. Look at Red, look at Leech, look at Lake of the Woods, and look where Donnie's at. And they're surviving while other houses are getting smashed to pieces. So there's a reason we go with them. But really, definitely cool show tonight. It's nice to hear what's going on the border. And is there any lake trout in Rainy Lake?
I get that question all the time, and the answer is no.
I know. I had to. Everybody asks that, I'm sure.
I will tell you, there are smaller lakes. If you're on a snowmobile, there are smaller lakes in the outer reaches that you can portage from Rainy, portage up over and down onto a smaller. Some of the perimeter lakes do have them, but Rainy. I've never even. I mean, I fish this place 330 days a year, and I've never even heard of one.
Interesting.
Being caught here.
That's
I kind of attribute it to the stained water. Like, if you've done a lot of lake trout fishing, you're jigging them up from 100 feet. I just think they got to have that clear water to feed visibly.
Sure.
I don't know.
That makes sense. Well, and do you use a uni knot when you're tying stuff? And then as far as reels, do you go with a bigger reel, or do you like to go with a 500 or 1,000?
No, I always go uni. Yep, uni to uni knots, and I actually take a lot of my 1,000s right off my summer rods, and I just think that I like that more weight to the back of my fishing rod. Rod holder or what have you, I like to have them weighted heavier to the backside of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
and then
I'm using a panfish here. This is a panfish rod, but that's an 800 reel, but it's so smooth, and it works great for everything, and a soft tip doesn't really hurt when you're finessing.
That's right.
I like crossing over open water reels to ice too, because then, generally you buy nice open water reels, and then a lot of people just use junk ice reels. And I'd almost argue that drag is more important in the ice than it is open water. So buy those good reels and use them all year round. And that the drag, especially those bigger spools, the drag smoother, I think, no matter what the price is, just because your gear ratio switch. So I'm a big fan of doing what Donnie does and using them year round.
Well, and I want to say too, a lot of great information on the show, and Donnie, he's quite a character. You got to go with him and hang with him. He's fun, and he's going to have those big machines. And Donnie, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you again.
You can find me on Facebook, just Donnie Obert. You can follow me on Instagram, Captain_Donnie. You can follow Rainy Lake Remote. That's
Rainy Lake Remote.
Yeah, that's the shirt business. Yeah, it's actually a completely separate business from my summer guiding. So,
super cool.
Yeah, that or that's probably the easiest way is to just run through Facebook and send me a message.
That's perfect, and it was great having you. And he's a Northland pro and otter and the such, and now he's going to show us what the stirrups are all about. I appreciate you coming on the show, Donnie. It was a load of information, and hopefully we can make it up there and see how much fun you're having. But are you going to be at the show, the St. Paul Ice Show?
You may catch me wandering around. I will be there in no official capacity.
Oh, okay. So there might be something in your hand in a glass. Well, that sounds good. I appreciate you coming on, and good luck this winter, and I hope you have a great time. And thanks for having him on. And Sam, it's time to talk about the prize pack.
Yeah, we got a few minutes left here. So we got Northland Bro Roadshow prize pack tonight. Got some bro swag. We got the Bro Roadshow mug and hat. Some hoodie and little stuffed animals from Visit Bemidji, and a Razor auger. So make sure to like, comment, and share. Brooke will be picking out a winner here in a few minutes. And in that few minutes, we got a few minutes to answer some more questions rolling in.
Absolutely. Very important. People are asking about batteries, and I love Amped Outdoors because they know what's going on. And when you call, somebody's there. And that sounds crazy, but they take it serious. And if you go to an Amped Outdoor booth like at the St. Paul Ice Show, you'll realize who they are. There is not another booth with batteries like Amped Outdoors. You got to stop by. And then, so I have my Humminbird ice special here, but this has an extra transducer. I want to show people, and this makes a big difference. If you get into real finicky situations, I'll go to 2D, and I don't even have to have the forward viewing or down view, but you could shorten up the pole. The new ice bundle has a shorter pole that you add sections to, and that's really cool. So it's just this little piece here, and so Amped Outdoors, and make sure you got your Humminbird ice kit. But I also want to mention, because people ask about it, the new St. Croix panfish has a highlighted tip, and they come up to a 36-inch model, but this reel is so silky smooth, and it's a combo. Look it up, the St. Croix panfish combos or the CI ice. The CI ice, this is made from scratch like biscuits in Park Falls, Wisconsin, and they know fishing because they have gills over there. And so American-made rod right here in Park Falls, Wisconsin. You got to check it out. And 7 reels is coming on the scene, and that's going to be something we'll bring up in our open water section of this. But I just want to give a good message on that. And so everybody check out St. Croix running some huge specials at the St. Paul Ice Show. And I don't want to give up all of them, but super cool surprises, gifts, and neat things. And of course, Sam, what's the Northland special going on?
I believe we are doing buy 5 spoons, get a free hat. So something along those lines. We are hauling down a pile of hats tomorrow. So make sure to show up, go to any one of the retailers there and buy your spoons. And then likely we'll have somebody in the booth with those hats, or you can redeem them at the Northland booth. So yeah, that's a good deal to get some tackle. And I know, I'm sure there's going to be some hot prices on top of that.
Sam, I gotta really ask you a question, not to put you on the spot.
Yep.
But are you gonna bring that studio down to the show?
Yes.
With that nice tongue and groove wood and everything?
Not the whole new Northland studio, but we'll bring the mics. I got to get them packed up after the show here. And we'll try to do a little Bro Roadshow podcast, have some other guests around, drag some people in the show. They can't get away from us there. We can just drag them into the show. So
yeah, we could definitely do it. And so they're going to be great. There's hats, prize pack. We're going to do podcasts there. I'll be at the Otter booth, and check it out at Otter for the times that I'll be there. Also, St. Croix and there might be on a rod that you buy, you might be able to get something at the bottom right here. So I don't want to trump their cards, but they got really cool specials. Everything's limited, so you better hurry on down to the St. Paul Ice Show. So I want to mention one more thing, because someone asked what it looks like. Here's the fluoro ice. If it's not this, it's not as high quality. This is the super high quality stuff. Make sure you look at it. If you can't find it, send out somebody like Donnie does on a snowmobile. They'll find it for you. And then also, don't forget your Gamakatsus. And they make them in small trebles, super sharp. You know, of course, we got to take care of our cool people, the sponsors, and create these legacies. I want to mention also, while you're at the show, there's all these booths and more. Razor's going to be there. So stop in and visit everybody. And I want to ask a question, Sam.
Yep.
We have a winner. Now, remember, Sam and I don't pick the winner.
Yep.
And, you know, we have our automated Brook system here.
Yep. So let me see. I'm just getting the link to their Facebook so I can reach out to him. So tonight's winner is going to be Todd. Oh, I might screw this up. Todd Maziars, I think. So congratulations. Sure. So congratulations, Todd. Todd will be reaching out.
Hey, Todd M.
So
you
Todd
just
M.
won a gigantic prize package. I hope you enjoy it. And I also want to say a happy birthday to Brooke, our producer. And I hope you have a wonderful night and a great birthday. I do want to make sure to thank Chesterburg Toyota for supporting the show. Without Chesterburg, there wouldn't be a show. We'd be just standing talking in a bait shop somewhere. And stop by, check out their place, have a cup of coffee, and sign on the dotted line. Go to Bemidji Sports Center. If you want to get a sled like I have, like Donnie Obert has, you got to stop by and say, I want one of those great big super magnum, super wide tracks or four-wheelers. Then also remember, visit Bemidji. Brady and the gang, who has all that cool swag here. You can go in there. You can get the swag yourself if you can't win it. They will hook you up at where to stay, what to do. And I want to thank our guests for coming on. Josh Bolivan from Trappers Landing. Talk to Josh if you want to book a stay there, and they're getting busy. They're almost full. Make sure to stop in and talk to them. And then also Donnie Obert for coming on. Very interesting. He's got a lot of cool stories and another unique direction, and that's in Minnesota, Rainy Lake. Definitely. And I want to thank Brooke for keeping the show going, Sam Larsen for his creative and artistic designs, and of course my artistic director Heather, and everybody for keeping the show going. Make sure to stop in at the St. Paul Ice Show, the biggest, baddest show of them all. We're going to be down there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can look up the hours online. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching. See you next Wednesday at 7.
Unless there's at least 4 inches of ice, and that's with the safety. You gotta love it. The eyeballs.
Oh, wow. That's the biggest one yet. Big jumbo perch.